Part 1. The Beginning of the Journey. Emily was a young girl from a small town in France. She loved languages and always dreamed of speaking English fluently. But in her town, very few people spoke English, and she only knew basic words like hello, thank you, and goodbye. One day, Emily decided to travel the world to learn English. She believed that traveling would help her practice and improve. Her first destination was England. Before leaving, she packed her bag with a notebook, a dictionary, and a big smile. She said to her family, "I promise to write letters about my adventure. Goodbye." Part 2. England. The first step, when Emily arrived in London, she was amazed. The city was big and full of people. She stayed with a kind host family who spoke English. At first, it was hard for her to understand them. They spoke quickly, and Emily often said, "Can you repeat that, please?" Every day, Emily practiced speaking with the family. She also explored the city. She visited famous places like the Tower of London and Buckingham Palace. At each place, she asked questions in English. Sometimes she made mistakes, but people were kind and helped her. She wrote new words in her notebook and practiced saying them aloud. She discovered that listening to people helped her improve. She loved going to markets and talking to shopkeepers. "How much is this?" she asked often. With time, it became easier. Here, Part 3. Ireland. A new challenge. Emily's next stop was Ireland. She took a ferry to Dublin and stayed in a small hostel. The Irish accent was different from the English she heard in London. At first, Emily felt confused. She asked people, "Could you speak slowly, please?" They laughed kindly and said, "You'll get it soon." In Dublin, Emily joined an English conversation group at a local library. People from all over the world were there. They shared stories and practiced speaking together. Emily felt more confident. Making friends is a fun way to learn, she thought. One weekend, she traveled to the countryside. She stayed with a farmer's family who taught her simple words like farm, cow, and tractor. She helped them on the farm, and they laughed at her funny pronunciations. "It's okay to laugh," Emily said, smiling. "I'm learning." Part 4. The United States. A big adventure. After Ireland, Emily flew to New York City. The city was huge and busy. People spoke fast, and there were so many new words to learn. Emily stayed in a shared apartment with other students. Her roommates were from China, Brazil, and Germany. They all practiced English together. Emily loved exploring the city. She visited Times Square, Central Park, and the Statue of Liberty. She also joined an English class at a local community center. The teacher gave her helpful tips. "Read children's books," he said. "They have simple words and fun stories." One day, Emily got lost in the subway. She asked a stranger, "Excuse me, how do I go to Central Park?" The stranger smiled and said, "Take the next train to the north." This small conversation made Emily proud. "I can communicate better now," she thought. Part 5. Australia. Learning with nature. Emily's next destination was Australia. She stayed in Sydney and loved the warm weather and beautiful beaches. People in Australia spoke English with a unique accent. Words like "g'day" and "mate" were new to her. She joined a group of travelers who went on hikes and camped in the wilderness. During these trips, Emily practiced English with her new friends. They taught her fun phrases like "no worries" and "fair dinkum." One day, Emily saw a kangaroo for the first time. She shouted, "Look, it's a kangaroo!" Her friends laughed and clapped for her. Emily felt happy and more confident in her English skills. Part 6. Sharing her story. After a year of traveling, Emily returned to France. She was proud of how much her English had improved. She started a blog to share her story. She wrote about her experiences and gave tips for learning English. 1. Practice every day. Speak, listen, and write in English as much as you can. 2. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. 3. Make friends. Talk to people and learn from them. 4. Use simple resources. Read children's books and watch movies with subtitles. 5. Stay positive. Learning takes time, but you will improve. Emily's journey inspired many people. She proved that with hard work and determination, anyone can learn a new language. Her story became a symbol of hope and courage for language learners around the world.